Welcome back to the channel. We're not going to talk about the Packers' awful display on Saturday night. I did catch, for anyone who watches NFL, the two games on Sunday were incredible games. Awesome to watch. Just a shame that we just didn't turn up, basically. I did stay up and watch the game. Went to bed about 4:30, 5 o'clock on Sunday morning. But I did get up at 8:30, just in time to get on to the Tour of Yorkshire race number 1. I set the camera up and everything, but I didn't do any talking to camera during the race. I was tired. I didn't really have any breakfast. So, yeah, I kind of went into this and thought, I'm just going to get this done, get across the line, see how it goes. So what I'll do is I'll put that footage in now to some music, and then we'll catch up with points and results afterwards. So I didn't do too badly, a lot better than I expected on 3.5 hours sleep. So I'm glad I got up, I did a ride, and I did get some points. I actually didn't go back to bed. I stayed up for the rest of the day and went to bed in the evening, and I seemed to wake up a bit more as the day went on. But yeah, I'm pleased I got up and did it. What happened afterwards, in the Facebook group, they're ending up with a fair amount of discussion about people possibly riding in the wrong categories. I've never really touched on that subject before in our normal races, because I do see them as a bit of fun. and I kind of hope that people will put themselves in the categories to which they belong. But obviously this is slightly different. This is for some points, and there's no prizes at the end. It's still for fun, but it is for some points, and I think people want that competitive edge when they're riding in the correct category. So I did a little bit of thinking, a little bit of help from Chris, where we came up with a sort of a set of rules that we'd apply to these results, and we had to put some banding limits within each of the categories before getting sort of flagged as being over category limits. And to achieve that, we kind of did the 95% FTP calculation. So if you're riding under an hour, which the majority of these rides are, you can usually put out more effort for a shorter period. So we're going to apply a 95% calculation to your watts per kilogram, to the watts per kilogram of the finished riders, and then add a 2.5% leeway on top of that as well, just as a sort of tolerance and bit of added headroom. So the category limits are going to be BCAT 4.32 watts per kilogram, C 3.45 watts per kilogram, and D 2.7 watts per kilogram. And you'll see in a sec when we go through the results, the people who have come close or exceeded those categories. There were also a couple of people who felt that they'd raced into higher category. So I said after the first race, and only after the first race, you can drop down into a lower category, and you'd get the points that you would have got had you ridden, based upon your time, had you ridden in that category, but without knocking any points off anybody who might fall down the leaderboard because of it. So we've got a couple of people on the same points within different categories. And the thing about the flag, so it's your choice. If you fall above the category limit, you can make the choice whether you step up to the next level. Once you have the first flag on any race, so you've exceeded those category limits, you get a flag. The second flag that you get at any point during the next 4 races or subsequent races from whenever you get the first flag will be scoring half points. So you can step up a category and join in with the category above and earn full points. But if you stay in the category you were in, if you receive another flag, that ride will get half points, and the same for the rest of the rides throughout. And I think that's the fairest way to allocate points and to suggest, rather than sort of dictate to people that they need to step up categories. Now, obviously, you've got the situation there. If people are moving up categories, what we don't really want is someone in the D cat accruing, lots and lots of points and then stepping up in the C cat and taking those points with them. So I felt the best way to handle that was to give a different points weight to the different categories. So now the D cat will stay as it was before, 20 points for the winner and down from there. C cat will actually be 30 points for the winner and down, and then B cat will be 40 points for the winner. We don't have any A's. The only person we have is Eric, who is doing a manual weight adjustment so that he can actually race with someone, because he's the only A cat that we've got who rides regularly with us. So let's have a look at the results from round number 1 then. We have in the B cat, Petter wins it in 21.59, just behind Eric in 22.31 with 39 points. John Bushell 22.36, 38 points. N. Corbin with 37 points, J. Kerr 36 and C. Swan 35. If we jump on to the C cat, this is where we start having riders who've moved around a little bit. M. Sedlati, nearly 24 minutes dead, in first place, 30 points. S. Greaves did ride in the B cat, but has asked to drop down to the C cat, so gets 29 points because that's where his time would have put him in the list. Doesn't take any points off of Jay Stevenson, who's also on 29 points, 24.18. S. Pye in 4th place or 3rd place on the road, 25.20, 28 points. C. Waring, another person who's dropping down from the B cat, gets 27 points along with P. Zizou. A. Pimer 26, MK 25, G. Evans 24, C. Finlayson in 27.22 with 23 points, and Dave Taylor 31, 57, 22 points. We then get into the D cat, which is the first set of riders where we've got any flags. A couple of them are quite high, and a couple of them very much on the limit. So C. Groves 2.71, only just over the flag limit with 20 points. Jay Simpson Again, only just really over the flag limit with 19 points. H. Sophocleus, I hope I've said that right. Apologies if I hadn't. In 25.40 with 18 points. 2.84 is a little way over the 2.7 limit. And then next up is S. Williams with 3 watts per kilogram. That is a long way over the category limit with 17 points. As I said, it's up to you guys if you want to jump up into the next level and earn some points up there. But clearly, if you stay in this category and you get another flag, they'll be marked as half points. 5th place, G Fatbike, 26.48, 16 points. JJ with 15. P Davies with 14. Ross Hamilton, 29.52 in 13 with 13 points. M Pierce has dropped down from the CCAT, 30 minutes 10 seconds with 12 points, along with A Evans. Then me, 31.23, 11 points. A Hugenveen, 31.28 with 10 points. DC Marks, 9 points. A Lloyd, 8 points. And D Howarth, 7 points. Still got 4 races to go and lots of opportunity to earn lots of points. And I'm sure there'll be people who won't be able to make every week either. So keep coming along, earning those points, and it'll move you up the leaderboard. Looking forward to the next one. Next one is on Sunday. And we'll get to the next week's rides in a second. But yeah, huge congratulations to everyone who turned up. Awesome to see so many people come along. And what looks like some awesome racing. And I'm sorry I wasn't really with it enough at that time of the morning to jump around and have a look how other people are getting on. But I hope everyone enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to round number 2. It's actually Wednesday morning and I need to get this video edited at lunchtime today to get it up on YouTube in time for release tonight. So I'm running out of time a little bit, but I did jump on last night and I did the Tuesday Trundle. This was the first week we trialled splitting of the ride. So we ran a slower ride at around 1 to 1.5 watts per kilogram, and I did the ride lead for that one. And we did a slightly higher one that was aimed at 1.5 watts to 2 watts. But I believe as the ride went on, it got a little bit quicker, but everyone was comfortable riding in that group. I think that was a big success. It gave the chance for those who wanted to have a stronger push at the front to go at a faster pace while we had a slower group behind. I really enjoyed leading the category behind, and thank you to Craig for leading the front group. I think it's something we'll continue to do. One thing I didn't know, and it's different to races. So when we set the races up, you can't see the other categories on the course at the same time, and you can't see the chat. But interestingly, if you don't click on the little button that says race results, it put us in a position to see the other group, and the chat between the group across the Zwift chat could be seen as well. So I think that's really good because it gives the opportunity if someone joins that front group and decides actually they want to drop back to the back group, they can do that. No issues, because they can still see us, they can still benefit from the draft, and they can still enjoy the ride. So I think that's something we'll continue to do. We'll keep monitoring the number of people we get, because what we don't want to do is have a ride with 3 people in one and 5 in another when we could just all get together. So we'll keep an eye on that, but I thought that was a really successful ride. And then going into the rest of this week, tomorrow is our handicap race night. So that's the one we adjust our weight. So take your FTP divided by 2.5, and that gives you your watts, not your watts, your weight in kilogram that you need to put into Zwift. That won't affect anything because none of these rides are loaded up to Zwift power, so there's nothing really that's going to flag you at this stage. That might change in the future. We might have to rethink the handicap ride at that stage. But yeah, come along, join that one. It levels the playing field and has led to some incredible sprinting towards the end of races as well, because it keeps most people grouped together for the whole race. So I'm looking forward to that one. We have a group ride on Saturday morning. That's our banded group ride where we all get on and just chat on Discord, go at our own pace, but we're all kept together. And then, as I said, the Tour of Yorkshire round 2 is on Sunday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. All the links for these rides are in the description below, so get signed up, come along. If you miss round 1 of the Tour of Yorkshire, come to round 2, because still plenty of opportunity to get some points on the board and move in amongst that leaderboard. So yeah, that is the end of this week. Not kind of coming off the back of Sunday's video, not a great deal of riding being done. Obviously I did Sunday's race and jumped on the bike last night to do the Tuesday Trundle. Today, my plan is to get on and do the next stage. In fact, I think it's going to be my last opportunity because of the race tomorrow. So I want to get on the next stage of the Tour of Zwift to try and get that one ticked off tonight. But I'll cover that in the next video. If you have enjoyed this one, do hit like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.